Check it out, you guys. The grain of this quilted cherry, it's absolutely fantastic. I think the napkin holder ended up really, really nice. I am very, very pleased with it. Hey you guys, I'm so excited. Today I'm going to show you how easy it is to make one of these napkin holders. It has feet, it has a finger opening, and the grain in this piece of wood, it is absolutely fantastic. It is so nice. It fits standard napkins that are just about 6 3/4 inches, I believe. So this is the way it fits in, just a little bit of room around. And it is so useful. They actually sell really well. All the ones I made before I did sell, and this one I actually made for myself because I need one, and I'll be making a big batch of them to sell on my website and my Etsy store. But like I said, this one I made it for myself, so it's not for sale. I made it because I needed one, and also because I made these patterns that I used to cut the legs and the opening for the finger hole, and I'm selling these acrylic templates now on my website and on my Etsy store for only $9. They are really easy to make. You can make them yourself, but if you want to purchase one, that's where you can purchase it from. So without any further ado, let's get right into it, and I'll show you how I made this. It all started with an amazing piece of wood. It was about 11.5 inches long, 7 inches wide, and 2 inches thick. I've been holding this piece of quilted cherry in my shop for a long time for a special occasion. I didn't know what I was going to make with it, so since I needed something for myself, I figured this is the time to use it. Now, the first thing I had to do with this piece of wood is I took it to the bandsaw and I cut a 1/4 inch panel from it, just because that way I needed a 1/4 inch panel to be the bottom of my napkin holder. So that's what I did. Once I cut that 1/4 inch panel on the bandsaw, I took it to the drum sander and flattened the block of wood that was left, because I wanted to have another flat reference so I can then take it back to the bandsaw and cut 1/2 inch blocks, and that will make the walls of our napkin holder. I wanted to work with 1/2 inch material. I feel it's perfect for the size of the napkin holder. 3/4 will be too thick, and then 3/8 will be too thin, so 1/2 inch I feel it was perfect. Once I cut my 1/2 inch panels and I had my 1/4 inch panel, this is what I'm left with from that block. It's about 1/8 inch. And then I took everything to the drum sander and flattened them, run them through the drum sander. I did really needed a new sandpaper on my drum sander. It was kind of burning my material like crazy. So after I flattened everything, I had to hand sand it as well to get rid of all those burn marks. Then I'm gonna tell you the measurements of my template, just in case you wanna make your own. Mine is 7 3/4 inch long, 3 1/4 inch tall, and the feet are about 1/2 inch. So what I needed to do next is, because I couldn't get 2 blocks of wood next to each other from my plank of wood, so I needed to cut one like this, oops, one from the top and one from the bottom. So then, because this is 3 1/4 inches tall, I took my block of wood, my 1/2 inch materials, run them through the table saw to the 3 1/4 inch. So now I was left with strips of wood that were 3 1/4 inch tall, just like my template. Once I cut the length of my, once I cut the width of my template, then I cut it to length, which is 7 inches and 3/4, like I said. So now I was left with 4 rectangles that will form the walls of our napkin holder. So once I was left with 4 rectangles that will form the walls of my box, I had to lay them out on my table saw and kind of look to see how I like the grain to flow through my box. And then once I figure out which order I want to put them in, I put some blue tape on it and I numbered them so I know exactly which way to glue them. And then after I did that, I also ran them through the table saw to create a groove on the bottom where the bottom panel will sit in. Now, because the feet are about 1/2 inch from the bottom, it goes 1/2 inch up, I put my groove about a 3/4 inch from the bottom. So that's where I put my groove, and I made sure I get it about, I run it twice through the table saw to make sure that my panel that was a 1/4 inch, it will fit in it. So now I had my 4 walls, they had a groove on the bottom, they're all the same size, they're all the same height, and they're all the same thickness. Next thing was to cut the miters. I set up my table saw at 45 degrees, and every time I make a project, I always test my 45s with a scrap piece of wood. Even though I use a digital angle finder, I always test it because you just never know. So I took a scrap piece of poplar and I cut 4 pieces that were equal in length, and I put 45s on it, and then I taped it all up, and I saw that the miters were going in nicely. So then I was ready to cut my 45s onto my napkin holder. So once I had my 4 walls from that makes the box, and I cut the 45s for the miters, then it was time to trace. I put my template on top of the wood and I trace the legs for all 4 sides. As you can see, there are legs on all 4 sides. So the legs I had to trace on every one of these blanks. And then just one piece gets this finger hole. So I looked which part I wanted to be the front of my box, and that's when I traced my front finger hole. Once I traced it with a pencil, I took it to the scroll saw and I cut close to the line, but I left a little bit of material, so then afterwards I can take it to the router table, use a flush trim bit and flush trim it to be exactly the size of my template. So that's what I did. I cut it on the scroll saw. If you don't have a scroll saw, you can totally cut this on the bandsaw. They're not too bad of an angle. You can totally cut it on any kind of bandsaw. You can cut it with a jigsaw. They're just pretty simple shapes. There's no inside shapes, but because I have a scroll saw, that's what I used. And then I taped the templates to my pieces of wood, to the 4 of them, and I ran it through the router table with a flush trim bit and got it all to be exactly as my template. From there was not much else to do other than glue up the panels, cut the bottom panel to fit into that groove, so I had to cut that to size, and then I glued up the box with the bottom panel in place. I did put some blue tape just to make the glue squeeze out clean up easier. So that's what you see me do in this clip. And then of course I had to give a good sanding all over and put the finish. For the finish I use tung oil, pure tung oil that is. I did mix it with some mineral spirits just to thin it out a little bit. And the reason why I use pure tung oil is because that's the finish that would bring the grain out the most. And I use this amazing grain in here. So I really want to make sure that that will, stand out and will come to life, and it did not disappoint. Now this is not cured, I just put the finish like a half an hour ago. So I would let it dry for about a week, and pure tung oil when it dries will be very, very matte. So then about a week from now I'll come back and I'll use some of my carnauba wax and polish it to give it a little bit of shine and make it look alive. But I can't do that yet, I'll have to wait about a week for that. If you look at my napkin holder, you will notice my legs are pretty short. They're not a half an inch as the template is, even though I used the same template to cut it. But the problem is, while I was sanding it, the box was already glued up. I dropped it on the floor, it fell right on the corner, and it chipped a big chip from the leg. So then I had to cut it short, the legs, so I can get rid of that chip. So that's why my legs are shorter. All in all, I think the box is fantastic. I know my family will appreciate it into my kitchen area. And I hope this was useful to you and you learned something new. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Skylar Ewing, and I'll see you in my next video.